our group 7 presentation with the topic logical thinking, and the first presentation will be presented by me, Agasia Belia Putri. Logical thinking is a way of thinking who uses reasoning consistent for a withdrawal conclusion. Logical thinking is also a thing the student ability to attract valid conclusion according to the rules logic and can prove conclusion it is great and rational according proves knowledge already known. Logical thinking skill are need to solve problems. Of course, it requires the ability to connecting something that is within about what reason can comprehend. So, it can be implemented as logic to solve something problems. There are several basic principles that need to be understood in logic. Among others, first, the principle of identity. The identity principle states that an object or entity is always the sum of itself. Second, the principle of non-contradiction. The principle of non-contradiction says that a statement cannot be true and false at the same time. Third, the principle of order. The principle of sequence states that every statement must have value shared truth, that is, right or wrong. The next presentation will be presented by Eki Agustia Anggreni with the topic inductive reasoning.
Thanks to Agassi, my name is Eki Agustia, and according to inductive reasoning is a human activity in solving problem that has very important meaning in everyday life and is everywhere. Concept formation, generalization of example, and the act of making prediction are all examples of inductive reasoning. This reasoning is carried out through specific proposition to produce more general proposition. There are forms of inductive reasoning. First, generalization. Generalization is a reasoning process that starts from a specific phenomenon to a general conclusion. Generalization is a statement that applies generally to all or most of the symptoms observed. Second, analogy. Analogy is a method of reasoning by comparing two things that exist the same nature. We can draw conclusion if there are equality in various fields. In other words, analogical reasoning can be interpreted as a process inference based on fact or similarities or process comparing two diverse events based on similarities, and then conclusions are drawn from the similarities. Third, causality. Causality is the reasoning process of chaining from mutual symptoms related. Causal relationship is the principle of cause and effect. The next presentation will be presented by Yosia with the topic deductive reasoning.
Okay, thank you Eki Agustina for what has been conveyed. So, my name is Yosia Anugrah Bakarti. Previously, I would like to wish Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. Okay, and now I will discuss about deductive reasoning. So, what is deductive reasoning? Deductive reasoning is a thought process that produces new information based on old information. In this case, there are several forms of deductive reasoning. And the first, there is conditional syllogisms. Reasonings that uses the preposition if then is a thought process that draws conclusions based on given condition. In this reasoning, if a condition premise if is met, then the result or consequence premise tense in considered true. And the second, there is categorical syllogisms. Categorical syllogisms, like other syllogisms, consist of two premises and a consolation. In these syllogisms, broad premises that the relationship between members of a category and a particular concept. And the third, there is alternative syllogisms. Hypothetical syllogisms is a type of syllogism whose major premise is an alternative premise, while the minor premise justifies one of the existing alternative. In these syllogisms, the resulting conciliations will reject one of the alternative steps in the major premise. Okay, thank you everyone, and the next presentation will be presented by Sheila Indah and with the topic predicate thinking.
My name is Sheila with the topic predicate thinking. Predicate thinking in this framework refers to the cheerleader identify, classify, and relate object to certain attributes the observer such as color, shape, size, or other property. 1. Pre-operational stage 2 until 7 years. At this stage, cheerleader begin to develop the ability to think symbolically, which means the beg to use word and object to represent other things. They beg to recognize that object can have certain attributes or predicate. 2. Concrete operational stage 7 until 11 years. Cheerleader at this stage are more able to think logically and structured. They can ask predicate to classify object based on several attributes at onset. 3. Formal operation stage 1 years and above. At this stage, cheerleader begin to think more abstractly and hypothetically. They can identify predicate in more complex contexts. 4. Professional logic ability at the formal operation stage. At the formal operation stage, individual not only understand predicate concretely but are also able to relate them in the context of professional logic. 5. Understanding predicate in abstract relation. Apart from understanding physical predicate, individual begin to be able to identify abstract predicates such as juicy, honesty, or responsibility. 6. As of predicate in complex classification. At this stage, individuals are able to group or concept based on many predicates at onset. The next presentation will be presented by Herlin.
Thanks to Sheila, my name is Herlin. I am according to overgeneralization. Overgeneralization is a maladaptive thinking error that involves drawing broad conclusions based on limited or single experiences. Overgeneralization is a form of cognitive distortion where individuals make extensive inferences based on limited evidence. This error in thinking can manifest in various ways, including: first, drawing universal conclusions from a single event. Second, applying past experiences to all future situations. Third, generalizing about the self or others. Negative and positive overgeneralization. Positive overgeneralization occurs when an individual makes a broad, optimistic assumption based on a limited set of positive experiences. This can lead to the belief that certain favorable outcomes will always occur or apply universally. Negative overgeneralization is consistently associated with depression. Seymour Epstein found that individuals who report poor constructive thinking as a risk factor for the development of depression. So, more negative overgeneralization than good constructive thinkers. We know difference was found concerning positive overgeneralization. Real-life example of overgeneralization. Overgeneralization can manifest in various real-life scenarios. In relationship, a person who experiences betrayal by one friend might believe no one can be trusted, projecting one negative interaction onto all relationships. Similarly, a student who performs poorly on a single test might think I'm in trouble at school, diminishing their overall academic abilities. This example illustrates how overgeneralization creates a distorted view of a reality, leading to unfounded assumptions and limiting potential growth or success. And that's all our Group 7 presentation. Thanks for watching and good morning. Bye bye.